So the very first question comes from Diane Holman, who asks, I'm very interested in differences between dissociation from trauma and out-of-body states, as in meditation and dreams.
Well, we'd argue that dissociation based on trauma is a kind of a shutting down or escape from the body, a kind of a vacating, a kind of absence. And what happens in dream and meditation is more a super intra-body experience. So what we normally consider out-of-body experiences, not from the traumatic point of view, but from the altered consciousness point of view, are actually inter-body experiences. You're actually going deeply into the body, not out of it. It seems like out of body because of the feeling of it, but it's mainly the opening in the energy field of the body that makes us feel that it's out of body when it's actually more into body. So the difference between dissociation based on trauma, which is a pain reaction or a hurt reaction that one tries to escape, and dream and vision and altered states, which one is trying to embrace, is going into the body more. Short answer.
Yeah, it's a good question, Diane. There is some intersection between those things because oftentimes, well, gosh, maybe 99% of the time, we spiritual practitioners are drawn to a spiritual path because of pain. And we would love to, it's a natural human desire to want to kind of skip a lot of the hard work and go right to the bliss and the kind of high altered states, and that is a kind of escape. And so there is that similarity there of using the spiritual path and spiritual practices for dissociation.
Often called spiritual bypassing.
That's right. And so we spend a lot of time and energy and effort doing, in our tradition, they're called foundation practices. It's so that we are very grounded in the body because, as Doug Sensei was saying, the body is our kind of launching pad for our spiritual awareness. And as you know, and as we're describing, it is possible to have spiritual awareness without being grounded in the body, but it's not very nice. It's not very pretty. It's unpredictable, and it can be unpleasant in the end. And so we strengthen the grounding in the body so that it's a much more integrated experience.
This is why the spiritual path is actually a lot more work than most people would like to think, because the nature of dissociations in our life based on hurt and pain are numerous. And in order to integrate them, we need a very strong aspiration and a very strong motivation to try to come back into the body, as it were. And there's this tendency not to, kind of a spiritual bypassing. So the practices that every spiritual organization or tradition does is basically a healing of the schizophrenic journey of the ego, either diagnostically or just where most of us live. And that's what the spiritual path is all about, is learning how to recontact the hurt without having it overpower us, and therefore being able to let it go. A short answer for now.